Hello, hello, and welcome back to the 5 Foot Strong podcast. I am your host, Jessica Gerlock, and we are here for our season 3 season finale episode. We only had one guest on this season, which was AJ Hebert, which a great artist. He is very authentic and he really showed what it is like to follow your passions and explore what you are supposed to do. You don't have to fit the mold and you can be unique and you can be who you are. You shouldn't be anybody but yourself. And so I want to thank AJ for coming on. But this season, I really wanted to talk. I want to make healthy living not so boring. We just have to make small positive changes in our lives, and they could be in the smallest different ways. And I really wanted to point out this season how mental health and fitness are shown in pop culture and movies and TV. I talked about The Whale with Brendan Fraser in one of our episodes, and that was all about weight, like how weight and obesity affects not just your physical health, but your mental health as well. It can isolate you. And if you don't believe in yourself and you don't focus on working on yourself every single day, you can get on a downward spiral very easily in your life. And anybody, we all have strengths and weaknesses we can work on every single day. I've talked about how fitness and wellness, that speech by that admiral from the University of Texas, I believe, and the Making the Bed speech. I thought that was a really interesting way to show just taking those little small tasks each day can once you build those little building blocks, you can accomplish big things in this world. But you got to start by making your bed. Like it's such a simple task. But if you can't perfect that simple task, so it's all about, you know, using the skills you have and building on it. Never giving up, always focusing on building yourself, working on your mental health, and as well as your fitness, because we only have one body and we got to take care of it. So I want to thank you all for tuning in this season. Season 2 and season 1, we definitely had more guests if you want to check those out. And hopefully, if we come back for season 4, we will have more guests. But I wanted to show that whether you're 18 and into, the coolest, hippest trends, or you're 80, we all have one body. We all have to take care of it. And if you don't start taking care of it early on, when you are 80, it's going to get harder. And that's kind of what I kind of want to talk about today is aging. And so this episode will come out on June 3rd, and my 33rd birthday will be next Wednesday on June 11th. So I will be turning 33. And did I think I would be here at 33? Absolutely not. But am I happy where I am? Absolutely. And I really truly believe that like those weaker times, those harder moments have built me to where I am today. I'm healthier and happier and at a lower weight than I was 20 years ago at like 13. I was heavier than I was at my bat mitzvah than I am now. And so like I cherish those small wins. I know each day, is going to bring me some curveballs and stuff, but it's about how I handle it. And I've also had that mentality is like, whatever's meant to be is meant to be. Did I think I would when I was 13 and 150 pounds, or when I was 18 and 227, something like that? Did I think I would be 33 and in like almost the best shape of my life and inspiring others to live a healthy lifestyle? Absolutely not either. But I believe that this is my purpose. And so the whole idea of aging, when I was 18, I thought by 33, I would just live the traditional life. I would get married and, probably have a kid or two by now. But the fact that I don't, which is okay, but I'm 33 and I've written a book. I produced, edited, and hosted a podcast. I've trained hundreds of people with their fitness goals and to live their best lives. I've inspired so many by the blogs on Huffington Post, Pop Sugar, all these different publications that I've blogged for, is all with that same message. It's I'm so happy where I am right now. And those days when I was in high school and I was depressed, overweight and, suicidal and all this stuff has gave me the strength to be here today. And that's why where we get 5 foot strong is I believe, I'm 5 feet tall, like they say, but I want to be more than just, 5 feet tall, which is small. I want to be strong. I have built myself. I have worked on myself. It's taken years and years to focus on. Some people might call it selfish, but I call it self-care. I work out quite often. Right now I'm at 6 or 7 times a week, and I eat well, and I prioritize my eating and I prioritize my sleep. I'm going to bed pretty early. I'm going to say no to most social plans that are after 9 o'clock. I try to not eat out often, so I do have to say no to some social plans, but these are healthy boundaries for me that I've worked on. This works for me. What works for me might not work for you. But I'm 33 and I'm probably in the smaller percentage of, I'm healthy. I'm an average weight, I'm probably a little lower, and I feel great. The energy levels I feel are better than I did when I was 18. And I don't want to make it a sad episode, but I've lost some friends that have not made it to 33. So I'm grateful, I'm blessed. And that's what it all is. I've changed that mindset. And I want what I've learned from my journey to hopefully motivate and inspire other people to don't look at aging as such a negative thing and look at it as new opportunities. It's never too late to start fresh. You could be 33, you could be 53. If you want to keep building yourself, there's endless opportunities. You just have to have that mindset of age is just, more experience in life. And I'm happy that I had the experience that I did when I was a teenager, because now I understand, like, I've gotten it all out of my system. I don't need to get in trouble anymore. I don't need to rebel anymore. I've done it all. And so I'm so happy that I also am in the talking about fitness, that I'm happy that I adapted this fitness lifestyle, because again, endless possibilities. My health is great. My doctors say I'm in great health. And that's like not for me. Like, I used to go to the doctors every single week when I was unhealthy. I went to lots of doctors. It didn't just affect my weight, but it affected, like, I had to get knee surgery at one point. I had to get my gallbladder out at one point. It affected my mental health, of course. It affected so many things that you don't even think about when you gain weight or when you're even at that stage. But when you lose it and you reflect back, you're like, holy moly. Like, I was never this positive. I didn't have this mindset that I did that when I was 18. And I've had to work on it because I saw being on the downward spiral where it took me. And I didn't like it. And I knew that I was stronger than that inside. I believed in myself that I can get out of that hole. And I did. And I'm so grateful, so blessed. And it's, being grateful to age and not taking it for granted is really a beautiful thing. I want to talk about, as people age, let's talk about the fitness of an active ager. I've taken a course about senior fitness, and I was told that seniors find it quite offensive to call them seniors, which is 60 plus. So we call them active agers. But as people age, our bodies undergo a series of natural changes that can impact your health. Bones become less dense, they shrink in size, muscles also lose strength, endurance, flexibility, and as you get older, it could potentially even affect your coordination, your stability, and your balance. So it's important to take care of yourself. I'm happy I got this enjoyment for working on my fitness at an early age because I believe that I'm just now receiving the benefits of starting my fitness routine at 22. And I think that what I do now at the gym will affect my quality of life at 43 in the next 10 years. And then what I do at 43 will affect the quality of life that I have at 53, etc. And so I think it's so important to build that foundation at an early age. The earlier, the better. Yes, it's never too late to start a healthy lifestyle, but it's easier when you're younger because as you age, it's a healthy habit you have. Healthy habits like regular exercise, a balanced diet, sleep, avoiding smoking or whatever, they all can help you with healthy aging. Let's talk about the starting with movement is just keep it simple. Get moving. Whether it's going on a walk, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's getting on a bicycle, whether you love it or you hate it. Working out is basically that cornerstone of healthy aging. It's about how we move. There's even scientific evidence suggests that people that work out regularly not only live longer, but they live better, meaning that they enjoy more years of life without pain or disability. We work out for that quality of life that in the next 10 years. I'm not working out today for, to be skinny. I'm working out for, when I'm 80, when I'm 70, that I want quality of life. I don't want to be bound out in a hospital bed, which, a lot of people are because of disabilities or whatever it may be. Then let's talk about how eating well and how it affects your aging. Just like moving, keep it simple. Make smarter choices. We know most adults know what's good. And I'm not even going to use the word bad because, everything in moderation, I believe. But make smarter choices. A healthy diet can reduce the risk of certain diseases like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, certain cancers, and even osteoporosis. So, and osteoporosis does affect a lot of women, especially as the bones get less dense. So we need we eat affects our bones, affects our muscles. So it's important to eat properly so that it supports our bodies as we age. A balanced diet also provides the nutrients needed for strong bones and healthy muscles. As I just said, it's like what you eat affects everything about you, and it will affect your quality of life as we age. It's crazy to say, but I'm 33 and I'm one of the rare ones that doesn't have back pain. I don't have sciatica. I don't have shoulder weaknesses. I don't have any of that because I take care of my body, and it's so important. Whoever you are, we have to prioritize our health and our physical health and our mental health. And that's what this podcast is all about. And especially this season, I really wanted you guys to understand that it's a lifestyle and it's not a cult. It's something that you can work on for you. It's the self-care, just the idea of prioritizing your fitness and your mental health. I'm not saying take classes or anything, but I'm saying go for a walk. I'm saying make a better choice when you're ordering food, because what you're doing now is going to affect you in 10 years. And we all have only one body, as I've said, so we got to take care of it. How you treat your body if you start in your 20s is going to affect how you'll be in your 30s. And that's how I feel. I started my fitness journey, I believe, at 22, and I'm turning 33, and I believe I'm receiving the benefits as of having no back pain. I'm receiving the benefits of, not being at the doctor's office every week or something. So I really do see the benefits of all the hard work that I've been putting in for the last decade. You got to flip that mindset. Don't think of working out as a chore or anything, but working out so that you can be there and more mobile in your 60s and your 70s. You got to and have better mental health as well, like, taking that 5 minutes a day to journal or do mindfulness or speak to a therapist or whatever you got to do, because it will affect your quality of life later on in life, and that's really important. I always bring it back to this episode, this season. I don't know why, but I've been bringing it back to, like, pop culture. Sorry, and it's like, would you prefer to be like, Cher at 79 or Mick Jagger in his 80s, who's just got that energy and still looks fabulous, or do you want to be somebody in a wheelchair who could barely walk and has diabetes type 2 from a lifestyle? It's those choices really are all in your hands, and it's all starts, like, whether you're 50 and you're hearing this now, it's never too late. Because what you do now is going to affect you in 10 years. What you do now is going to affect how your quality of life and how your body ages in a healthy and happy. So you're not in pain. So you're not have weaknesses, or I don't know. It's just, to me, like, I'm turning 33. I have no back pain, and my body feels fabulous. It feels better than I did when I was overweight and in a teenager. So I changed the trajectory of where my body was going by the actions that I took. And I think that's a really powerful thing to accept, is like, I look back and I realized that I could have made that left in the fork in the road, but I decided to make the opposite way. And those actions, I could have said it. I could have said I wanted to lose 100 pounds, but until I actually did it, and I've never regretted any of the decisions to have a healthy lifestyle. My mental health is great. My physical health is great. I don't have any gray hairs, no pains. So I'm good with the aging. Like, I'm actually very excited to age, because I'm excited to see what the future brings, because I feel great. And I'm only hoping that I can keep building and keep going on that upward spiral, because I know how it is to be at that rock bottom, and I want to be nowhere near it. So that's the inspiration that I personally need for myself. I hope that I'm like Cher when I'm 79. I hope that I'm dancing away like Mick Jagger in my 80s, because what I do now is hopefully going to help my health later on in life. So before we finish this episode, I want to recap a little bit on this season. I know I did it in the intro a little bit, but I want to just talk a little bit about, what I wanted to, the idea behind this season, especially of the 5 Foot Strong podcast, was to bring the awareness of physical and mental health in such thing as movies, TV, sports, using art as therapy, and not only listening to all the wellness advice, and, like, pick and choose what you listen to on social media. Social media is full of a lot of misinformation, so just make sure that you're listening to reputable sources. But taking care of your health in general, it's all over. It's the signs are there. If you're questioning, joining a gym, if you're questioning, getting on some type of diet for weight loss or whatever you want to do to improve yourself, the sign is here. The sign is now, because, again, as I've repeated over and over, what you do today is going to affect you tomorrow. What you do in your 30s will affect you in your 40s. What you do in your 40s will affect you in your 50s, and so on. So it's all in your hands. The action comes down to you. That's when real strength comes in, and that's what will differentiate strong people from weaker people. Because the strong people will dig deep inside them and do what it takes to get the job done. If it's that important to you, which your health should be one of the most important priorities in your life, if it's important to you, you got to do what it takes to take care of yourself. No one's going to do it for you. And I've learned that the hard way. No one goes to the gym every day for me. I wish I had like a assistant or a sub or something to say, "Hey, go to the gym for me. Can you work out for me?" I can't say that. You got to do that hard work. It's all in your hands. That is true strength, and that's what I wanted this season to all be about. As I said, I want to thank AJ Abear, our fabulous artist. Check him out on Instagram and all socials. And he talked about how to live an authentic life and find your lane in this world. And I think that was a really important message as well. When it comes down, every episode I talk about a different aspect of strength. And what strong really is, yes, it's resilience. Yes, it's courage. Yes, it's dedication. Yes, it's, working on yourself all the time. But strong in general is going on that upward spiral, digging yourself out of that dark hole, whatever it may be in personal life, whether it may be in your professional life. There's always a trajectory. And as long as you're on the upward trajectory, you have strength, because we all got to pull ourselves up. We all got to get dressed every day. We all got to make our beds every day, like that Admiral said. And it's all inside of us. So whatever you do today, make sure that you pull yourself up. You get dressed, however you feel. You take some time for yourself, whether it go to the gym, whether it's, going on a walk, whether it's eating well, making a better choice, whether it's going to bed early, whether it's, taking a shower, whatever it may be. Take some time to pull yourself up and be strong for yourself. You are your biggest cheerleader. And, what we are going to be thrown a bunch of curveballs in our lives, but it's about how we handle the situation. And that's what strength is. And yes, the most important thing is that we prioritize our physical and mental health. So that not only we can be strong for ourselves, but that we can be strong for other people around us, so that we can inspire and motivate and pull people up as well. Because we don't want to put people down. We want to pull people up. We want to pull ourselves up. And it's always, we want to be on that upward trajectory in every situation in our lives. And that's what true strength is. It's the resilience we have inside of us. So whatever your strength is, use it. I think it's important. The tip of the day, the last tip of season 3, is an important tip, and it's a tip for everybody, is please go see your doctors. Going to a doctor for a regular health screening is essential for healthy aging. We want to know what's going on in our bodies. Don't distract, don't avoid, deal with it. If you have pains, if you have aches, if you have something that's bothering you, it is important to know what's going on in your body. And you can help catch chronic diseases early. So for prevention, which is really what taking care and prioritizing your health is all about, catch those if you have anything going on. doctor is will help you catch those chronic diseases early. Early detection is so important. And we just want to live our healthiest, happiest lives each year. Each year is a blessing. Each year be grateful. And each year you can get stronger and stronger. So remember, whether you're 5 feet tall like myself or 7 feet tall, we are all strong in our own unique ways. I hope you guys have enjoyed season 3 of the 5 Foot Strong podcast. We will be taking a little break, and hopefully we will be back with season 4 to inspire and motivate you to be your strongest and best self. Please like, comment, and share, and have a fabulous day. Stay strong.